Once again, it's a pleasure to have you with us right here on Checkpoint. I'm not alone. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Damien Evans, and I'm Jesse Rogers. Join us till the tail end of the broadcast. Now, an audit report by a parliamentary committee has unearthed ethnic biases in hiring at 14 state farms, with the Kikuyu community found to dominate most of the institutions audited. Our reporter, Grace Nganga, takes us through the report that is in comparison with the 2019 National Population and Housing Census report that also reveals no farm has met the 5% disability requirement.
A parliamentary committee has given a harsh verdict on what appears to be rampant tribal-based hiring in public institutions in the country. A report by the National Assembly's National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity Committee, which was auditing ethnic and gender balance in the government institutions, has painted a picture of a lost war in achieving ethnic parity at the country's key institutions. The committee, chaired by Mandera West Member of Parliament Yusuf Edan Haji, audited 14 institutions, including the Teacher Service Commission, Kenya Bureau of Standards, and the Communications Authority of Kenya, analyzing their staff composition and whether they conform to the law. Not a single entity was found to have complied with Article 232 of the Constitution, which expressly provides that the public service should be a representative of the diverse Kenyan groups. Ethnic imbalance in state institutions has been blamed on tribal heads who take advantage of their positions to flood the agency they head with members from their tribe. According to the report, there is skewed composition of civil servants and a huge ethnic imbalance in employment, with few ethnical communities dominantly overrepresented. According to the report, 7 institutions, the Anti-Counterfeit Authority, Kenya Bureau of Standards, Communications Authority of Kenya, Kenya Trade Network Agency, Kenya Medical Research Institute, KenGen, and the Kenya Highways Authority are dominated by the Kikuyu ethnic community. The Teachers Service Commission and the National Social Security Fund, NSSF, are dominated by the Kalenjin, whereas the Kenya National Shipping Line and Kenya Maritime by the Luo community. Pwani University and Coast Development Authority is dominated by the Mijikenda, whereas the Kenya Marine and Fisheries Research Institute is dominated by the Kisii community. The National Cohesion and Integration Commission, in its report on skewed hiring in public institutions, drew a direct correlation between the heads of these institutions and the ethnic representation. On youth representation, the report shows that only 6 institutions have accorded equal opportunities to the youth in line with Article 55C of the Constitution. The Anti-Counterfeit Authority has the highest representation at 60%, followed by the Communication Authority of Kenya at 47.37%. However, the least agency to have youth representative is the National Social Security Fund, NSSF, at 7.80%. For gender representation, at least 12 out of the 14 institutions have adhered to the 2/3 gender rule, except Kenya National Shipping Line and KenGen, with only 26% of women represented. However, the report also noted that in the senior management level, only 6 have complied with the 2/3 gender rule. Other violations that emerged is missing out on the disability threshold, with none of them complying with the 5% disability requirement. However, NSSF has the highest representation at 4.5%, while the Kenya National Shipping Line has no representation. According to the Yusuf-led committee, they recommend that the National Cohesion and Integration Act of 2018 be amended to compel the head of civil service to quarterly report to Parliament on the staff establishment, with specific emphasis on how ethnic and marginalized groups are represented. Grace Nganga, KTN News, Nairobi.
Moving on, National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has laughed off